In case you haven't realized, it has somehow become necessary for old white men to tell me how to speak. They interrupt a conversation that isn't even theirs and are speak like you mean it. And they put my parentheticals, my likes and ums and you knows on a wait list. That is a poem titled Like Totally Whatever by Melissa Lozada Olivia, written in 2015. This poem discusses how young women are judged for their voice and speech patterns. After finding this poem, I became interested in this topic and did research on women's speech stereotypes. So today, I will talk to you about those stereotypes and how they are destructive. More specifically, how women are interrupted more often than men, how they are judged more often on their speech than men, and how these stereotypes are destructive and limiting. I will start with how women are interrupted more often than men. I read many articles on this subject, but two stuck out to me. The first being by Jason Matterer, titled Women Interrupted, a New Strategy for Male-Dominated Discussion, written in 2020 about the presidential debate, more specifically how a woman was moderating. This author spoke to Joanne Wolfe, an English professor in Carnegie Mellon's Pietrich College of Humanities and Social Services. She stated, while both sexes interrupt, men talk and interrupt more often than women. The article clearly expressed concern on how the moderator would control the debate, especially with the track record of men interrupting women. Jerusalem Desmas of Vox News counted a total of 96 interruptions by both candidates. Another article I read was titled The Influence of Communication Partners' Gender on Language by Adrian B. Hancock and Benjamin Rubin, written in 2014 for Sage Journals. This study had 40 participants, 20 men and 20 women, and they held 3-minute conversations with each other. Hancock and Rubin found that women were interrupted more often than their male counterparts, even by other women. I think this happens for a number of different reasons, the main being that women and men are taught to value the different things. Men are taught to value dominance and power, and this could be in conversation, while women are more likely to seek connections with each other. But women are not only more likely to get interrupted, but also to be judged for their voice and style of speech. Have you ever heard the term Valley Girl? Well, I have a few definitions for you. The first is from Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It states that a Valley Girl is a teenage girl from a wealthy family in Southern California who speaks in a unique kind of slang and who cares about social status, personal appearance, shopping, etc., rather than serious things. Urban Dictionary believes a Valley Girl is a teenage female who seems to have no idea where she is, seemingly beautiful in nature, but truly idiotic. I believe both these definitions are damaging to young women. They believe that because of their accent, she is unintelligent, that she must only care for unimportant things, and that caring for personal appearance and career must be mutually exclusive. This speech, though, is not only exclusive to women. Chi Liu of JSTOR Daily wrote in 2017 the article, The Totally Destructive, Yet Oddly Instructive Speech Patterns of Young Women. She stated that whether these speech patterns are viewed as women's talk, it's clear that they are also widely used by other speakers, regardless of gender or age, and often only marked when that speaker happens to be young or a woman. This stigmatization comes from a place of misogyny, the belief that anything in the hands of a woman is lesser. Finally, we will talk about how this is destructive and limits women's ambitions. I found 2 notable studies on this topic. The first was written in 2018 by Nicole Rogas-Puglia, Ionessa Humbert, Christine Kolominen, and Molly Keynes for the National Center for Biotechnology Information. They wrote the article, How Gender Stereotypes May Limit Female Faculty in Advancement in Communication Studies. This article discusses gender bias, such as speech patterns and how they have consequences for women's achievement in their field. They noticed that not many women advanced in communication studies, noticing that they hardly saw women get promotions, despite that field needing more high-level staff. Another article I read was Who Takes the Floor and Why? Gender Power and Volubility in Organizations, written in 2012 by Victoria L. Brescal for Sage Journals. She conducted 3 experiments on how often senators spoke in relation to their ratings. She found that when men spoke more often, their ratings increased, but when women spoke more often, their ratings decreased. The study did not discuss why this happened, but my thoughts are that it's linked to the stereotypes surrounding women's speech and overall misogyny. To conclude, we have learned about misogyny and stereotypes facing women's speech, how they are interrupted and criticized more often than men, and how this is destructive to their life. My hope is that women understand the challenges facing them and how these things affect their lives. I also hope that men think twice before they interrupt a woman or judge her on their speech and whether they are being hypocritical. Thank you.